Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, One Degree, where we trying to change the consciousness of mankind 1 degree to steer us to a better humanity, a better world, and a better place for everyone. I am Akashic, the Ancient of Days. This is my brother Reedy, and if you are following the channel, you know that we are on the second video in going through the seven Hermetic principles of the Kabbalion. Now, the first principle, the first video. I want to say that principle is more foundational. I would say that this next one that we're about to hit is more practical. Like
Hmm.
we can use it, whereas the other one is just kind of laying the foundation of how the universe is, and this one is now, I think all the rest of them actually are more practical use. So I think that uh, people will get a better understanding on how these principles are used for you or against you, because the universe will hold you guiltless, because it doesn't matter to the universe whether you are ignorant or not. It will still function. These principles still function in your life. So you're basically, if you don't know what these are and don't know what these mean, you're basically playing a game and you don't even know the rules.
Yeah.
So, what's up, brother?
How
Talk
you
to me,
doing, man? How you doing, bro?
man. I'm ready, bro.
Yeah, yeah. This one's one that we talked about beforehand that can be difficult to
Hmm.
comprehend, but the Kabbalion lays it out so well. I mean, I'm so glad you introduced me to it, and I've read it now a second time, listened to it, and yeah, it's changing the way I think and my beliefs, and it's helping me every day,
It's one of those
to
books, like, you know how
navigate
like
life.
every time you read it, you get something different from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, everybody needs to check it out. If you haven't got it yet, order it. I mean, I feel like I'm reading so many books right now, but
You are
but
stretching
that's
yourself a little bit thin right now.
well, I took a break from the Quran and meditations. I haven't looked at those in a while. I want to stay in this right now and study on
Yeah.
this really hard since we're doing this. I want to come prepared, not necessarily with what to say, but just try to have as much understanding on it as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So the second principle of the Kabbalion is the law of correspondence. And the law of correspondence says, as above, so below, as above, and to expound as within, so without, now as without, so within.
Mm.
That's the second principle of the Kabbalion. That is a rule, that is a principle, a law that the universe uh, actuates. And whether you know it or not, it is happening for you or against you. Jesus speaks of this all through the Bible, trying to get people to understand this. And the people of his time just couldn't. And and even now people don't understand. If they did, we wouldn't need this channel. So
Right, right.
but
Yeah, I don't know how you would have comprehended it back then, but this knowledge was farther back than that.
yeah,
So are we that intelligent, or are we still behind them?
I mean,
You know what I
we
mean?
can't even make pyramids like they did.
Exactly, exactly. There was definitely something happened there. Yeah,
So, give me your perspective on this, brother. Talk to me.
yeah. This one, as below, or as above, so below, as below, so above. It's talking about the different planes of life, of being,
Yeah.
physical, mental, spiritual,
Yep.
and
Yep. Yep.
and we've talked about this concept a lot, in everything that we've talked about. If my thoughts are one way, that's going to affect the other levels. If I if I'm angry, if I have anger inside of me, mentally, thoughts that cause me to be angry or emotions that cause me to be angry, I physically feel that. I get tense, I get hot, blood pressure goes up, heart rate picks up, so it's physical, it's mental,
Hmm.
which is going to absolutely affect you on a spiritual level because it's all connected.
Hmm.
As below, so above. So if I'm down here on my lower level struggling, that's going to reflect to the spiritual level and affect my life in every way. And if I am if I have patterns that repeat of something that triggers me, there's something that I need to take care of internally
Hmm.
to stop that pattern
You
because
can
it's going to
reverse
keep,
engineer.
yes,
Hmm.
it's everything's a pattern. It's all a pattern, and you figure out what pattern it is that's causing this in you, and you try to correct that, not try, change it internally, but you got to spend time with yourself and reflecting, journaling, meditation, mindfulness, paying attention to what's going on.
Well, I'll tell you
Um,
one other thing you definitely got to do. You got to be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't
Eh,
want to be honest with themselves.
Yeah. And just being honest with yourself is knowing that, man, there's definitely something here. I keep having this trigger that's setting me off. There's something that I haven't dealt with internally, and what is that? Well, is it a bad experience that I have that changed my belief?
Hmm.
Well, deal with that. That's not going to be every experience. Don't make it ruin every relationship after this one. You know what I mean? Is it bad programming? Is it my thought? Is it my belief, or was it given to me? And if it's not your belief, if it doesn't help you, get rid of it.
Right.
I mean, but you've gotta pay attention to those patterns and pay attention to those things that trigger you that people like to use so much. And I'm
Yeah.
just throwing it out there, trying to fit in, I guess.
Well, a lot, a lot of times though, like I said, a lot of people don't like to take accountability. They
Yeah,
rather blame the situation, circumstances, event, or people, and they don't want to take a hard look at themselves. A lot of people say they want truth, but they want a polite truth.
yeah,
They don't want the truth. But
yeah,
if you really, really want the truth, and you're constantly getting dogs in a relationship, or if you're constantly losing money, or if you're constantly failing at businesses, or if you're constantly losing jobs or getting in arguments or whatever, if you take up a hard look at yourself, then you can begin to reverse engineer backwards to say, why is this happening? Why does
yeah,
this keep repeating? Why am I stuck in this loop, like you said?
yeah,
And then also too, um, Jesus said, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." And because you were talking about, how you treat people, and the thing that people have to understand is that Jesus was always talking from the higher planes of existence when he taught. So when he said, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," he was talking about on all three planes, because you can do something nice for somebody, but in your head, you can be saying, "This piece of crap, they
yeah,
ain't nothing." And you can
yeah,
feel like, "Oh, I hate doing this for them." So just because you do something physically nice, you're not doing it nice on the other three planes of existence. You have
right,
to think someone in a positive way, you have to feel about them in a positive way, and then you have to act in a positive way. All three planes of existence:
yeah,
think, feel, and be. I can go hand out turkeys all day in Thanksgiving, but inside I can be like, man, these people, man, they ain't
yeah,
worth it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So you're not on all three planes of existence.
yeah,
And the key to this one is basically it's saying that the universe is reflective, as within, so without. This is why Jesus always said, on earth as it is, on earth, the material plane, as it is in heaven, the spiritual plane. This is a reflective, it's reflective. Just like he always said, I think Matthew 13, 12, maybe 10, 12, maybe. And he said, if you, those who have, more will be given, and they will be given in abundance, because he knew that the law of correspondence says, as within, if you have it, it will be without. It's this is a reflective, and people don't know that, and so they're holding all of this internal stuff in, and then they're without. They have all this negative energy within. They're functioning on a lower vibration, so their without is reflecting that. I always tell people, when you go to the mirror and you take a hard look at yourself, the mirror ain't gonna smile before you do.
no. Yeah. You got to look at yourself though without judgment. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
we're not. I mean, ultimately, we are the problem. Internally, there's something, but it's everybody's had a different path in life, and life makes you a certain way with just the environment you grew up in, the schools you went to, the people you surround yourself with. You know what I mean? All of that affects your beliefs and like I said before, a bad experience one time can affect your beliefs. You're like, I'm not trusting anybody ever again
Hmm.
because of this, or money's hard to get,
Yeah.
life's a struggle, because I grew up poor. I'm always going to struggle. You know what I mean? That's not truth. And if like you've said it multiple times, if you realize you have those thoughts of lack and doubt, you got to realize that that's not helping you. If it doesn't lift you up or help you get your desires, then get rid of that
Yeah.
thought. That's not real. That's not truth. You know what I mean? You can look at those things and not judge yourself because, ultimately we've been programmed pretty poorly in our
Yeah.
lives and constantly distracted. Like you said in the last video, the ego is trying to keep you busy with stuff that doesn't matter instead of paying attention to what does and being mindful and aware and you, you know trying to figure those things out. Like I said, journaling and
Hmm.
self-reflection, just paying attention to your thoughts. What am I thinking?
Right.
How do I think?
Yeah.
Why do I think the way I think? Are these my thoughts, or is this something somebody else gave me, or
Right.
one bad experience, or maybe two? But so what if you had three bad experiences? It's because now that's your belief system, and the worse it gets, the more you're going to believe that that's true, and the worse it's going to get.
Hmm.
It's a loop. The pattern is going to repeat.
Yeah.
You gotta. Okay, I see this pattern. This keeps happening. There's something in here I need to fix.
But the beautiful thing about understanding this law is, like you said, it brings you to the realization that you're the problem, but it also brings you to the realization that you are the solution. That's
Absolutely.
the beautiful thing. Like I
Yes.
said, people are playing the game and they don't even know the rules. So any hole that you dug yourself in, you can dig yourself out. The choice is
100%.
yours. The universe doesn't care. It's saying if that whatever you are reflecting on the inside, I will reflect on the outside. And this is where like in the Bible where Jesus had a meeting with Nicodemus and he used this only one time and religion ran with it. But Nicodemus was like, man, what can I do to change my life? And he had so many dogmas and programs and all this way of thinking that had been put in him. This was the only time that Jesus says, man, you got to be born again. Like you got to start all over.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
got to
Yeah. Yeah.
wipe the slate clean. We got to get rid of all of this bull crap that's in you. And of course, religion took that and ran with it in a different way. He only said it one time, and they said pew. But what he meant was you got to wipe the slate clean. You
Yeah.
got to start to understand the true essence of the law. You got to get all of this dogma, all this importance, all of this stupid stuff, following the law of Moses to the letter, all this dumb crap. He's like, get rid of that. Get rid of that. You've dug the hole, but I'm giving you the solution to get out.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
weren't born
beautiful
with
thing
it.
about this. Like I said, this one, the first one, mentalism was basically telling you the foundation of the universe. This is the
Yeah.
practical one.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have understanding of self, you have understanding of the universe because it's all down like so in science, a single cell in your body has all the same functions as you do. So it's what is it? Fractal geometry.
Hmm.
If the farther you zoom in, it's the same pattern as
Right.
you zoom out.
The
It's
piece is the same as the whole.
yes, yes. If we're connected to the source, we're connected to everything in the universe. If we figure out ourselves, we have better understanding of the entire universe, of the cosmos, of consciousness, of all of it. But you have to deliberately seek inward. You have to deliberately be aware and mindful and pay attention and ask those questions like, why do I get like this? Why
Hmm.
does this always happen to me? What is wrong with my thoughts system or my beliefs that's causing this? You'll figure it out if you ask
Right.
those questions. But if you just, well, it's how it goes, man. Every
Right.
time. It's
And
just the way
as
it
as
always works out.
below, as below, so above. If you look at a picture, I may put one up, but if you look at a picture of a nebula in space, it looks just like a picture of your brain matter.
Yeah.
If you look at how atoms are, they have a nucleus and then they have electrons and protons
Yep.
floating around them. They look just like universes. The
All the same.
smallest is the same as the biggest, and the
Yes.
biggest is the same as the smallest. The universe is in us, and we are in the universe. Just like the first one, all is in the all, and we are in the all. Like
Yeah.
this is telling you the same thing, but this one is giving you a practical way to change your reality. So if you understand this, that all the source comes from within and your without is reflecting your within. Like I said in one video, if you go to the Grand Canyon and you yell hello, 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 you will never get goodbye, goodbye,
Yeah.
goodbye. You're only going to get what you put out, and you have the ability to change it. That's the
Yeah.
key. That's the beautiful thing about this one. And a lot of people, like we've discussed before, are working are on autopilot. The
Hmm.
key is taking it off autopilot. Now that you understand this, putting awareness on it, putting it back on autopilot, because now you'll see, like, not this ain't right. This I'm not letting this person pull me down this path. I woke up
Yeah.
and I stubbed my toe, but it's not the end of my day.
Mm.
I'm thinking positive. I'm going to be positive. As within, so without. As within, so without. On
Yeah.
earth as it is on earth as it is in heaven. It's all through the Bible. This is
Yeah.
a beautiful law right here.
Yeah. Then have faith, regardless of what you see, that it's going to work out. It's all going to, these are old beliefs reflecting back. It's changing. Allow it to change and don't worry about it, that it's not completely there yet. And we're always going to be working on, dude, I still have struggles. I haven't figured anything out yet. I mean, I've figured a lot out. I am so happy with my progress. I have changed so much. You know this
Mhm.
as well as anybody. Proud of how much I've changed. You've been a big help, but I have a long way to go. I know that. I want to continue to grow every day and get deeper in this and better understanding and more understanding of myself and just be able to stay at peace always and not let anything affect me. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
if I can hold that peace, regardless of what's happening around me, that's all it can eventually reflect back at me. You know what I mean?
You get what you give.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to figure out why it is that we think the way we do, though. You know what I mean? And come to terms with it. You know, usually
Born
you'll
again.
realize that it was, yeah, yeah, you weren't born with any of this. You didn't have all this program. That's what he meant. All this stuff that you've gotten throughout your life. You didn't come into this world with it. Get rid of that. Start over. Figure it out for yourself.
And I think one of the biggest keys is being open to understanding your flaws. A
Yeah.
lot of people, that, like I said, they want the truth. Like when somebody's like, "Man, what's your advice on this?" and you give them the real advice, and then they butt hurt. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I really didn't want to hear that. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got to get past that. The
Yeah.
truth doesn't care. The universe doesn't care, and that's the thing about this law and all of these laws as we go through. The law universe does not care about your personality. I didn't say your emotions. It
Yeah.
doesn't care about your personality because these laws can be used with somebody who's a butthole or somebody who's a saint. As long as you hold within the frequency of your desired reality, you will get what you desire because it will reflect. It doesn't there's rich people who are terrible and there's great people who are poor, and
Yeah.
it's reflecting their insight. It doesn't care about your personality. It doesn't care what you use it for, good or bad. It just is a law that functions no matter what, just like
Yeah.
gravity. And
Yeah.
just because you're a bad person or a good person, if you hold internally the frequency of your desired reality, it will manifest as long as you hold it emotionally.
Yeah.
And that's what one of the things that I we definitely have to highlight is that these laws are impersonal. They don't care about your personality. They don't care about the color of your skin. They don't
Yeah.
care about your sexual orientation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're Asian, brown, white, black. If you do this, you will get that.
Mm.
Period.
100%. Clarity. Clarity.
Clarity
Confidence.
is the
Inner
key.
knowing. Yeah. Yeah. You have to know it. Believe it with everything in you. You know, and I've said it before. You're doing it whether you know it or not. Use it for good. Don't don't let it keep happening the way it's been. You know
Well,
what I
the
mean?
elites, they know this and they pass this down generationally.
Yeah.
We're trying to catch up to them. And
Yeah.
this is why they're the elites. They kept this stuff in the dark. And a lot of people are ignorant to the fact, like they're so stuck in their ways, like, I gotta work super hard to get
Mm,
money. I gotta do if working hard was the key to success, then the people who work the hardest would have the most power. But we
yeah,
know that's not true.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
So it's not that. So
Yeah,
if you've done this, you've hammered on this your whole life, and the wall ain't moving. It's time to do something else.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the key, man. It's time to wake up. The
yeah.
sleeper must awaken.
You got to look in and figure it out. Why do these patterns continue? It's bad belief system. It's
Yep.
bad programming. You got to figure out what it is and change that. Change that about your, don't, it's not, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely doable.
Right.
I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm making it happen for myself.
It's
You've done
awesome,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody you got something out of this. Hopefully we explained. Once again, if you have any questions, please leave in the comments. We will respond for sure. And this has been beautiful, bro. I
Yeah,
love it. I'm
absolutely. We
glad
both came
I
up with
would
some,
there's nobody else who I'd rather do this with, bro.
same, same. Yeah. If I were here without you, man, this wouldn't last 5 minutes.
So for my brother Reedy, I am Akashic the Ancient of Days, and until we see you again, 1 degree.